Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Globe Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello, everyone, and happy May. I can't believe it is already May. I'm low-key kind of like, okay, wait, hold on, slow down. Okay, but let's not go too fast here because just yesterday, I feel like it was February 18th and the sun was setting at damn near 3:30 p.m., at least over here in Toronto, and we were miserable and we were cold and we were depressed. And now all of a sudden it is May. Right now I'm recording this on May 3rd and I'm like, wait, it's like summer at this point. It's still not technically summer, but it is summer in this household. Okay, so today's episode is going to be an off-topic episode. It's basically just going to be like a recap. I'm going to be talking about all of my current hyperfixations, essentially, for health, wellness, lifestyle, just random things. It's going to be a kiki episode. I needed this episode. I actually am kind of sick right now. Well, I'm getting a little bit better, but I had a little bit of I don't know if it was a cold, a flu, or whatever for the past few days. So I've just kind of been relaxing and chilling. So I genuinely can't be thinking about deep topics, but the plan was to do this off-topic episode anyways because it's a new month. So with that said, I have a huge list on my Notion of things that I've just written out throughout the month that, like I just said, I'm hyper-fixating on because this is what I do. I hyper-fixate on things, guys. And like, we don't need to get into it, but I definitely have some traits of ADHD a little bit, and also dyslexia and many other things that I don't honestly even identify with because I think that it doesn't matter. Not to say that I don't want to identify it because I think that it's bad. I don't need to. But realistically, like, I will go into a hyperfixation for like a week straight on something and then completely like be done with it and move on to something else. And I do know that that is definitely a trait of somebody who has something of the sorts of those things. But also, you don't have to be diagnosed with anything to maybe probably experience that. I think a lot of us do. We're kind of like that. But with that said, there's a lot of things that I will hyperfixate on and I'll kind of just like throw away and I'm not interested anymore. But then there's some things that stick. There's a lot of things that stick in my life. So we're going to talk about some of those things. Now, the first thing, or the first person that I just want to mention here that I've been obsessed with and I feel so seen is Brittany Broski. And this is what I'll say about Brittany Broski. You either love her or you don't get her. It's not like whether you love her or you hate her. It's you love her or you don't get her. She validates the way that my brain works. And I don't really know how to explain her to you other than you just need to go watch her. She is a comedian. She is actually very smart and she's so funny and obviously very relatable. She is somebody who she has a YouTube channel and a podcast. Like, many people know her, but she talks a lot on her podcast about things that I am not necessarily so interested in, but I learn a lot just watching her podcast. Like, she talks a lot about history and like civil rights movements, and I'm pretty sure she's quite liberal. She's very inclusive, things of that nature. She talks a lot about movies and theater and music and things like that. Topics that I'm not necessarily that educated in. So I like watching her because she has some, like, I don't know, depth to her and I can learn from her. But I just love her because obviously she's really funny. She's genuinely like a comedian. And the way her brain works or the way her podcasts honestly work is she just has like this endless stream of consciousness where she'll have like a thought in her head and then she'll go on to a rant and she'll forget what she's saying and then she comes back to it. And if she's like talking about some sort of topic and she doesn't understand it fully, she'll go on Google, she'll type it in, she'll be like, oh, like, what does this mean? And then she'll go on to this rant and that rant and it brings it all back together. That's how my mind works. That is how my mind works. So I feel I've never felt more seen than to watch Brittany Broski for an hour straight just go on a rant about something. So anyways, if you're looking for something that's going to make you laugh, I would suggest watching her on YouTube. I think YouTube is better than even just listening to a podcast like on audio, because you can get the whole like set vibes. I don't know. I'm a visual learner as well. And she's actually somebody who I've been watching a lot, especially when I've been sick or just want to disconnect from any sort of like self-development work and stuff. I mean, I do this for a living, but also there's just times where I don't need to be working on myself. And I think that maybe that's just a reminder to you guys, like not everything needs to be like this project, this working thing. I think even on the podcast this month, we've talked a lot about limiting beliefs and mindset work. And for the month of May, I want to talk about a few things that are a little less, well, everything's going to be mindset work on the podcast. But let me just read out some of the ideas actually, since like, why not tell you guys what you guys are going to be getting from me in the next month for the podcast. Okay, so I don't know when these are going to come out in terms of what's coming first, but I'm pretty sure, and like some of this kind of might change, but probably not. So I want to do an episode on how to bloom / flourish into the woman of your dreams, or something of the sort. I don't really know what I'm going to title that, but there are a few main things that I really just think that has really allowed me to look at myself like, wow, I really did flourish into that woman of my dreams. And like when people see me, they look at me like, wow, she really bloomed or she really flourished. So I want to bring that to you guys. I want to talk about toxic habits that we're going to be dropping before summer, which I did ask you guys on the podcast Instagram what toxic habits you guys want to drop. So I'm going to read them out and we're going to talk about them, because there's just some like those mini habits that it's not necessarily, it's mindset stuff, yes, but there's just habits that I'm so over. And I think naturally as spring and summer come, the days are getting longer. I have more time. There's just no excuse to be having these small little habits that are just, they're not even necessarily keeping us stuck, but they're just not needed. So I want to talk about that. I have an episode all about rules for Hot Girl Summer, because I have a master list of technically rules, I don't know, that we need to be living by for summer. And I think that's all for now. So let me know what you think about that. And obviously you guys can let me know in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, but also Spotify, you can let me know, or on the Instagram or wherever. So like I've been saying, I've been sick. I've been watching Brittany Broski. And another thing that I've been doing is I've been on What's in My Bag YouTube. Why have I been on that? I don't know. But I am very interested in buying a Coach bag, which is not something that my designer friends would love for me to say, because I have some friends of mine who are obsessed with designer. And it's so funny because my one really close friend, she has like the Chanels, the Pradas, the whatever. She's very much so a designer girly. And I posted that I was watching What's in My Bag. I don't know. There was just like this girl who was talking about What's in My Bag stuff, but she had a Coach bag. And I was like, why are these so cute? And why do I want one from the outlet online? And I don't care. I'm not really a designer person. I don't really care. But I knew that she was going to message me and be like, stop trying. This is what she said. She said, stop trying to make Coach happen. It's not going to happen. Bitch. Yes, it's going to happen. I'm going to bring Coach back. No, I'm not going to bring Coach back. I think it's already back. But anyways, I've been thinking, I kind of want a Coach bag, and I don't care. I don't care who doesn't like that. Okay. And if people think or tell you that you need to get a designer bag and that you're not cool if you don't, just listen to me and don't listen to them. Anyways, I've been dying to get one. So you might see me on Instagram with a new Coach bag, because I just think that they're really cute, and I'm really not trying to spend a ton of money on a Prada or Chanel bag. I have one, a Prada bag, like one of those, what are they called? Like the saddle bags, the one that's a crossbody, but I bought it off of my friend, and it's getting like really old, and I'm not about to buy anyone that's really, really expensive. So let me know if you guys have any good bag brands that you're really loving. I don't care. I literally could care less if it is a designer bag or not. Also, just a quick shout out. I am taking on some new clients. So if you guys were thinking about working with me, everything will be down in the description on how to work with me one-on-one. I usually take a few clients on, and I have been working with them for usually like an 8-week period, but there's been some clients that I've been done with. So if you guys are looking for, you can also just book a one-off session. But if you're looking to work on any sort of limiting beliefs, get any sort of life coaching, self-love coaching, all the details will be down below. You can definitely go and check that out. I love working with you guys one-on-one behind the scenes. I don't take on too many because I just have so many things going on, but I just wanted to let you guys know because I don't promote it a lot and I don't like talk about it too much, but that will be available for you guys. Okay. I need to just quickly tell you guys, if you have not, you need to watch Summer House on Hey, but if you live in America or Europe, I think you guys will probably have different streaming services. Wherever you watch your reality TV, can you please watch Summer House? It is my favorite show. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, the first season I didn't really love it because I didn't really understand it. I feel like that's pretty normal for any sort of reality TV shows. You kind of have to get past a period of not knowing these characters. You don't really know what the show is really about, this, that. But Summer House is basically like a bunch of, I guess, 20s into 30s. Some of them are in their 40s though. So I don't know. Millennials, I would say millennials who like work and live in New York City, and then every single weekend they go out to, where is it that they go out to? Okay, sorry, I had to just type that in to see where they go. They go to Montauk, I don't know, whatever, outside of the city of New York City, and they get this house, Summer House, that's where the name is coming from, and they just party for the weekend, and then they go back into the city, and they do that basically every single weekend. And then every season they usually will have like a new cast member or whatever. Like obviously majority of the people who are on the show, they evolve. Some of them have gotten married, friendship breakups, drama, everything. I don't know. I love it. I also just think that it's like an older, like millennial type of crowd, even though they party and they drink and they hook up and stuff like that. I don't know. I just really love it. Anyways, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Toronto, they sometimes have events for shows that are premiering new episodes or just like a new season of something. And it's usually hosted by Hey House. They are having, and even though Summer House is already premiered, like it's already playing every Friday, they're having an event, and West Wilson, the new cast member on this season of Summer House, is hosting the event, I guess. And they're also going to be premiering like a new episode while we're all there, and I got invited. I'm going to be meeting West Wilson. I am gonna die. So I'll keep you guys updated. This is happening in like a few weeks, but I just figured I would let you guys know. I am so excited. He is my favorite cast member, and that's basically all I'm gonna say, just in case you guys are not watching that show. Also, this Monday, Real Housewives of New Jersey, a new season is coming up. So, we have got our reality TV on deck for the spring. We have Summer House, we have Vanderpump Rules, we have The Valley, and we have The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I don't know what other ones that are coming on, but I am locked and loaded for my reality TV. If you're new here, I really love reality TV shows because I just think that it gives you a little bit of a break of, I don't know, just taking life so seriously sometimes. All right, next on the docket, we need to talk about ClassPass. I am still obsessed with ClassPass. I have been using it all the time. And really, I have just been going to hot yoga all the time. That's like the only class that I have been booking. So if you guys are wanting to find a new and affordable way to get your body moving, please try ClassPass. I have 20 free credits that you guys can use. I'll have it linked down below. And if you sign up, I get credits as well. But honestly, I'm not like even doing it because like, oh, I want to push this affiliate link or whatever. Genuinely, I think that everyone should be on ClassPass, only because I just think that it is such a good bang for your buck. Instead of, let's say you have like a yoga studio in your city and you're trying to book through them, it can get really expensive. Now, not every single studio is on ClassPass, but for majority of the studios, especially in major cities, a lot of them are going on ClassPass. So I don't know. I just think it's an easier way. It's more affordable. And I've been absolutely loving it. I've been going to, let's actually pull up my ClassPass right now and see how many reservations that I made for hot yoga since I have signed up, which has not been very long. It's been like a month and a half. 16 reservations so far, and they've all been for hot yoga. I have been seeing such good results. I have been sweating so much. I have been so consistent. And I think that naturally that's allowed me to be more motivated to even go do my workouts at my condo gym for weight training. So yeah, I've just been really loving ClassPass. So I think you guys should totally try it and sign up. And with that said, I have been drinking so much water because I have been going to hot yoga. You see how things are just a natural byproduct of you doing something good for yourself? Like you could have a goal of, oh, I need to drink more water and I need to eat healthy and I need to wake up early. But like if you have like one goal, which is, let's say, doing something you really love for movement, which is, let's say, hot yoga, you having a class booked once or twice a week for hot yoga, naturally, you're gonna wake up earlier because maybe you have it booked in the morning. Naturally, you're gonna drink more water because it really requires you to drink more water. But in general, like you tend to drink more water when you're working out. And naturally, you're gonna want to eat better because you just did your hot yoga class. So sometimes I think that we make habits so difficult for no reason when just all you have to do is kind of pick one thing and then the other things will follow. So anyways, I've been doing that. I've been feeling really good, seeing a lot of results in my body. Not like I'm trying to get them really, but it's a natural byproduct of me moving my body consistently. Okay, by the way, this list that I'm reading off of is in no particular order, guys. So, I mean, by now you probably, listen, if you're listening still, then you don't care for timestamps, but there will be timestamps. But these are just like, I don't know. I'm just reading this off because I can't be bothered to make this episode go smoothly. Okay, so the next thing, what do I have on here? Hot oil treatments I've been obsessed with for my hair. Listen, if you have curly hair, like very curly I would say 4BC hair. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is going to be for the girls who probably have like straight or very wavy hair, maybe. Or maybe you do know. Okay, so there's this curl type chart, if nobody really knows what I'm talking about in terms of like the 4A, 4B thing. And you can pull it up and see what yours is if you're interested. I don't like hyper obsess over it because it's not that deep, and some people will argue that whatever, who cares? Anyways, my hair type is like a 4BC, meaning I have very like zigzag / tight coily curls, and people who have like 4ABC type of hair tend to have to treat their hair different than people who have like a 3A, B, or C, which basically just means you have like looser curls. Obviously, depending on your hair type, you will have to use different products and you'll have to maybe let things sit for longer. Also, depending on the porosity of your hair, if you have a low porosity hair, which I forget which one, my brain is not going to be able to work right now, but low porosity / high porosity, sometimes your hair will retain moisture or it'll get really dry really quickly, whatever. So my hair, obviously I have a whole routine. I think I'm actually going to record a YouTube curly hair routine video because I kind of want to show you guys what I've been doing for my hair. But my hair, if you have hair kind of like mine, I would suggest trying to do a hot oil treatment. I have been doing deep conditioner masks in my hair for end of time since I've gone natural. And I've been natural for so many years in my life when I stopped perming my hair and straightening my roots and then using heat on my hair and extensions and things like that, and just went completely natural and like did trims. Something that really helped my hair grow was deep conditioners, but I've also known the benefits of hot oil treatments, but I haven't really been doing them. Anyways, I've been doing it and oh my God, my hair has felt so moisturized. So you can use any sort of oil, maybe like a jojoba oil or an almond oil. I've been using Carol's Daughter I think there's like a 7 blend oil. I think it's called Goddess blend oil in my hair. So what I do is I go into the shower, I do my whole hair routine. I tend to like to use like put the oil in my hair after I shampoo my hair, which is not often. Usually it's like once a week, just so that I have like clean hair. And I section my hair, I put the oil in and I kind of like twist my hair, and then I'll put not a hot cap. I'll put a shower cap over my hair, get out of the shower, and I have a hot cap that I have, and I put it over top of my head and I just let it sit for like 40 minutes. And then I usually just leave it in my hair. Oh my God, guys. The next day, my hair feels the most moisturized it's ever felt in my damn life. I'm kind of upset that I haven't been doing that over the winter. I'm not gonna lie. It makes my hair feel even better than a deep conditioner ever has. So that's what I'm on currently, which I need to continue to keep doing more of. But my hair has been loving that. So I would suggest trying that if you are looking for something new to spice up your hair routine. Also, another thing that I've been loving is iced matchas. I think this is a natural result of me trying to wean myself off of caffeine. I have been doing a good job of not having so much caffeine in the morning, having like smaller cups, but also dropping the second cup of coffee. And I'm going to be talking about this in my toxic habits episode, where I'll go through phases of like sometimes just grabbing a second cup of coffee just because I want to, and I know that it's not going to make that much of a difference and it doesn't wire me too much. Like, I do well with caffeine, but anyways, I have been drinking matcha, and specifically I've been going to Tim Hortons. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a rant. I know that everyone has Tim Hortons where they live, but I do know that Tim Hortons is in America now. Tim Hortons is huge in Canada. But you don't have to go to Tim Hortons. You can go to another coffee shop if you want. The reason why I'm bringing up Tim Hortons is Tim Hortons has not been a coffee shop where you go to get your lattes or your like bougie drinks. It's very much so like it's the cheaper alternative. Honestly, Tim Hortons has always been a good coffee shop, but it's not, I don't know, you're not getting your espressos made from actual real espressos, made on one of those machines. I forget how to say it, but it starts with an L, like L.A. La Merezi type of thing, where you go into the coffee shops and they actually like grind the espressos, like the expensive Italian ones. Tim Hortons has never had that. They've had lattes, like you've been able to get lattes, but they have it in those machines that are just like not the best. Anyways, it's very clear that they've been doing a rebrand. And I also know because my first job, like my first real job, was working at a Tim Hortons. And I know that this is what Tim Hortons does. And quite frankly, any franchise over the years, after like 5 to 10 years, they will do a whole rebrand of every coffee shop. So they'll completely change the design to upgrade it to like something that's modern in modern times, obviously to kind of keep up with everything. But also they'll obviously add new things onto the menu, this, that. Clearly, they have finally realized people want real fresh espresso. And so there's some new Tim Hortons that I've been seeing. They have real espresso that they grind and they make like a single like iced latte or whatever. And recently they've been having matcha on the menu and it is good. Okay. So I don't know if you got, I guess it depends on the Tim Hortons, because I'm sure there's ones that don't really like, they don't have these machines yet. But I'm gonna be honest, there is not a reason for me to be going to like an expensive like dark horse coffee shop that charges like damn near $7 for a freaking latte when Tim Hortons has it and they're giving it to you for like $5. So anyways, I have been loving the iced matchas from Tim Hortons, but in general, if I want to go to Dark Horse, because I do like Dark Horse in Toronto, I'll be going there and I just get an iced matcha in replace of getting like a mocha, and I've been really loving it. And I do have matcha at home, so I want to experiment with making matcha hot or iced. I have been just in my matcha era, so that's what I've been loving recently. And with that said, coffee shops, I have been working at coffee shops a little bit more than usual. I think now that the days that are getting longer, I just feel like it just feels like I'm spending more time in my apartment, even though it's the same day, it's the same time. So I have been using coffee shops sometimes to help me with motivation when it comes to studying or just any sort of work, just getting out of my environment. I think that's a natural process of the seasons changing. You kind of have to change things up, whether it's your drink of choice, whether it's, working at a coffee shop or a new one. Also, what I have been doing, oh my God, I'm going to be showing you guys on the main channel on my YouTube, so you'll have to go see. But yesterday I decided to rebrand my life and move my makeup set, I should say, or table in my room, and completely change my living room situation. So I've just been moving a lot of things because obviously I want to. But with that said, I've been doing a lot of working at coffee shops, which I just feel like I've been getting a lot more done because I have been setting out time to be like, okay, I'm going to a coffee shop and I'm going to be working for like an hour or two, versus sometimes what I'll do if I don't do that and I'm working from home, because I work from home so much and I do so much from home. Let's say I want to study. I'll be like, okay, later tonight I'll study. But because I'm just not really motivated and I work from home, like I'll do the studying from home, I tend to not get as much studying done because I'm just at home kind of like screwing around, doing who knows what, God knows what. So I feel like getting out of my place sometimes has been helpful. So that's what I've been doing. Another thing that I have been seriously so obsessed with are Impress nails by Kiss. So I have them on right now if you're watching on YouTube, and it would actually seem like I have my nails that I usually always get from like at the nail salon, but these are press-on nails. Okay. I worked with Impress on Instagram, and I think you guys saw my other nails actually too. They were like a purple lilac color. Impress nails, specifically the ones that are the press-on with no glue, I'm obsessed with. They last so long. Okay. They look insane. It takes 3 seconds to put on. You don't have to use a glue. It's not annoying. It's not gross. I don't like the glue ones. So if you guys are looking for press-on nails and you want to save on money, go and get yourself some Impress nails. Now, I know that they sell them at Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. I think they sell them at Ulta if you live in America. We don't have Ulta here. Maybe you could even find them online. I don't necessarily know. I just know living in Canada, which is obviously different, but I love them. They literally have the ones that I usually spend. Like, this set, guys, would cost me, and if you're listening on audio, I just usually, what I get is like a light pink color on my nails, and I'll get them like coffin shaped nails that are not too long, and French tips, essentially. A little bit thin though, not like too thick of a French tip. That's what I like usually. And that would cost me, if I was getting like a full set done, that would probably cost me $120. And I already hate sitting at the nail salon. And just for me to go back 2.5 weeks later to get a fill, which will cost me around $80. And why does the nail ladies always give me a new price every single time? There's some salons that don't, and they're fair with the pricing, but I just can't be bothered. So anyways, I have been loving these. And also, I will say, I kind of like the idea of doing press-on nails because I do want to have not these nails, but my nails taken off sometimes around my period. I don't really like having nails when I'm on my period, mainly because I use a period cup sometimes. By the way, I'm very flexible with the products that I use when I'm on my period. I sometimes use a period cup, not all the time. Sometimes I use my period underwear. Sometimes I use tampons. I still use tampons. It just depends. It depends if I'm going out. It depends if I have nails. It depends, whatever. So anyways, some of the reasons or some of the times I skip out on using my period cup is if my nails have been on and they're a little long. I don't want to listen. If you know, you know. And so I'm kind of like really loving this idea of just having the press-ons because like I'm about to get my period in a week and I'll just take these off. So anyways, I've been really loving them, and obviously I'm saving so much money and I don't have to sit at the freaking nail salon. Oh my God, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to get my fake nails done again at the salon, but I just don't see a reason when I could get these. And I used to hate getting, like, I never stuck with getting those nails that you do at home because they never stayed. After a day or two, when you would glue them on, at least one of them would pop off. These don't pop off. So now I'm like, I'm good. Okay. Next thing we need to talk about is my playlist. Listen, if you guys follow me on Instagram, my main Instagram, Alicia Gogan, listen, you guys ride for me. You guys are genuinely like my besties. I really do feel like we have created this bestie, big sister. Sometimes I show up like the coach. I show up like the teacher. We know this. But then sometimes we're just really kikiing it out here. And I feel like that's what the vibes are always on Instagram. And you guys ride for my playlist. I love you guys. I feel like we are the same person with the saves that I see sometimes on my playlist. With that said, I think that my playlists are such a result of my current hyperfixations or my moods. But this season, or not this season, but April into May, I have made so many playlists. Okay, guys. So I need to talk about this new playlist though that I just currently made in my current favorite songs. Okay. I'm obsessed with them. It gives POV, you're in a good mood. It gives POV, it's May. It gives POV, everything is good, love exists. It gives I'm in love. Okay. So let's just quickly read out. It's 11:11 also. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, rant. It's not really a rant, but Lil Tecca just came out with a new song. I love Lil Tecca. And if you guys ride for Reagan, if you know, you know. And if you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Reagan 777 on TikTok, YouTube. We love her. We love her. We love her. She didn't make this is basically her song, but she made 500 pounds by Lil Tecca so big, and she like did this little dance to that song. And if you don't know, then just please go look on TikTok and watch. And I love her. She's the best. Anyways, she is like Lil Tecca coded. And ever since that song, everyone knows that song to kind of just be her song, like coded. And so anytime he comes out with a new song or whatever, we obviously always just think about her. He just came out with 2 songs, Number 2 and Never Last. I actually haven't listened to Never Last. But at the end of Number 2, he used, I guess, like a sound bit of her being like, oh, this is my song. I think that's what it is, in her song, which is just a moment. It's a moment for Reagan. It's a moment for the girls who support Reagan. So go support your girl if you guys haven't heard. I just think that that's just such a moment for her. Anyways, back to the playlist. Okay, so first of all, I've made how many playlists this season or this April? I finished the summer Afrobeats playlist. Please go save that. By the way, all you have to do is type in my name, Alicia Gogan, and the link will be down below if you want. And it's on Spotify. I'm sorry, you guys. Listen, if you guys are still an Apple Music person, I know it takes a while. You don't want to do it, but I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It'll be uncomfortable for a moment because you won't have any of your songs on Spotify, but it is actually better than Apple Music. And I used to ride for Apple Music, but I'm telling you, it's better. And everyone's there. Everyone's on Spotify. You just have to do it. Anyways, Summer Afrobeats, I finished that playlist. You guys have been loving it. 131 saves already. Okay. And I'm not really like a Spotify girly. Like I'm not somebody that's known for Spotify playlists. And I feel like that's a lot of saves. I think the most saves that I have on my playlist is the Summer House, which has almost 700 saves, which makes me think that this playlist has been shared outside of my immediate following because I just don't see how. Anyways, whatever. I have a playlist called Spring Rap. I'm not really too fond of that. I just keep adding rap songs that I kind of like. It's not really curated. The next playlist is called Come Closer, and it basically has all Chris Brown and a little bit of Justin Bieber. It's just giving sexy vibes. Please just go save it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Okay. So that was a new vibe. I'm not going to listen to that all the time. You got to it was giving I was ovulating when I made that playlist. I'm not going to lie. The next playlist, I titled it My Toxic Trait. it's not going to be for everyone. Listen, it's not going to be for the healing girlies. It's not going to be for the self-love girlies. It's going to be for the girls who have, I don't know. I was going to say like, it's giving like fight or flight coded. It's giving hood girl coded. It's giving, you definitely grew up with, I don't know. Anyways, it has a lot of Yeet. It has a lot of Ken Carson in that playlist. I love it. I love that kind of music. If I was at a concert or a festival and they're playing Ken Carson, I would be headbanging to that music, and I don't care. I don't care. So it's not for everyone, but if you also, there's this guy, I didn't know who he was. His name is Rich Amari. He sounds like he's like future coded, like the artist Future, but he's younger, but he sounds like Future. Madonna and Rihanna, go listen to that song by Rich Amari. I love that song. So Ken Carson, Rich Amari, anyways. So that's just, I don't know, when I'm feeling really toxic, I'll listen to that playlist. Okay. And the current playlist that I've been listening to, or just made actually, and the songs I'm going to read out, is called POV You Feel Good. Now, I got some of these songs, or a few of them, from a playlist that's not mine, but it's amazing. It's called POV You're That Girl. So if you like Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae, Doja Cat, SZA, Beyonce, Tyla, all of those girlies, please go listen to that. Like, I was going to say that artist. Oh my God. I'm telling you, my brain is not braining right now. So I'm sorry. This is what you're going to get. But that playlist is really good. So I just made a new one called POV You Feel Good. And I have 5 songs right now that I'm hyperfixating over. And I will add more. And I don't usually share this on Instagram until I've made it, so I haven't shared it yet. But the first one to get us going is 92 Explorer by Post Malone. Please just go listen to that song. I know you either love it and you just forgot about it, or you're going to love it if you've never heard of it. It just sets the tone for May, okay? That is one of the best songs on that freaking album. And by the way, I do think this summer is going to be a Post Malone summer. The next song that I've been loving, which Brittany Broski made an entire, I was going to say debunking. That's not the right word. Entire episode on Beyonce's, is it a new album? Essentially, I guess it's new. Cowboy Carter, I think it's called. Yeah, Cowboy Carter. Listen, I am not really a Beyonce fan. And I know that that's like a disgrace. It's kind of a disgrace. I don't know why. I've just never really been, I don't know. I've never really, like, obviously I love Beyonce. I think that she's beautiful. She has beautiful music. And I've listened to a lot of her music throughout the years, like just naturally, but I never like play her really. Anyways, Brittany Broski did a complete breakdown of every single song in the album. And this is what Brittany Broski does. And she can actually see the art and the beauty in each song. And she like breaks down the lyrics and stuff, which I wouldn't be able to. Like, I would never be able to do that because I don't know. I don't think I'm that musically inclined, and I don't view music in that way. But anyways, obviously she appreciates the album for what it was. And then, of course, when I was listening to POV You're That Girl, this song on her new album came on, and I was like, oh my God, I remember Brittany talking about this song, and I'm like, holy shit, it's so fucking good. Sorry for swearing, but not really, because I swear in real life, guys. I swear a lot in real life. The song is called Bodyguard. It is my new favorite song. It is genuinely my new favorite song. I love that song. It is just giving, you're in love, you're grooving. It is, oh my God, that is going to be the song. I'm going to hear this song in the end of, or at the end of summer, or even next year, whenever I listen to that song, and I'm going to think about right now. And it's going to be the best. So that is the song that is second in that playlist. The next is Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. I don't really listen to her music, but I really love that song. So that's the next one. The next one is I Like the Way You Kiss Me. Okay, this is like a TikTok song. Like, I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it hits. That one. Okay. I wish I could play it, but I can't because I'll just get copyrighted and like whatever. Anyways, I love that song. And then the last one that I added in, this is not a new song, but this is just me coded for spring and when I'm really happy. It's called Sick 2 by Darcy and Thor. I actually don't know how to say that artist's name, but it just makes me happy. So those are my 5 hyperfixations right now. I will add more into that playlist, but I'm feeling good about this month's music. I think we have a lot of good playlists. We have a lot of OG playlists that y'all still like to listen to and I still go back to. Like I go back to my Hood Girl playlist a lot and my, what other one? The rap aesthetic one. Like the rap aesthetic one is just classic, like Drake and Lil Baby, just ones that you'll always vibe to. Some Jack Harlow. We needed a new Jack Harlow album. We do. I can't get into Jack Harlow right now because I will hyperfixate on him. That is somebody who I've hyperfixated on. Same with Central C. Like that's what I do. Anyways, I can't right now. Okay. I don't really have much else to say because I feel like I went through my list pretty quickly. I do have on my list, this is what I have. Itching to move to the West. I don't know I probably know what it is. You know what it is now that it's getting nicer out, all I want to do is go on a hike every single day. I want to go watch the sunset. I want to see mountains. I want to see water. I want to see grass, trees. I want to see nature. That's all I want to see. I want to see no people. Literally yesterday, I went out and I was walking around 4 p.m., which is like, I forgot that this is the time that most people are going to be out. Obviously, everyone was out because it was really sunny, but around that time is like people are getting off of work, this, that. And I was walking outside and I'm like, why are there so many people? Like, I don't like this anymore. And that's really just because I usually go out and walk and do my hot girl walks and spend time outside on times where people are usually at work. And also it hasn't been as nice as it's been. So now I'm like seeing how many people are actually living in the city when it's nice out. And I hate it. I actually hate it. I'm like, this is not fun anymore. Like, I want to be outside where there's no one. And it's rude. It is definitely rude because everyone deserves to be going outside. And it's really just like a first world problem. And it is just, listen, I'm ranting to you guys because I feel like you guys are like my besties. But sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, there's just too many people. And then I have to remind myself, like, you live downtown Toronto. What do you expect? Like, I actually expect to walk outside and see absolutely no one. Anyways, so I think that's why I feel like I'm itching to move out west. And if you don't know, if you don't live in Canada, out west is just it's nature. There's just so much more. It's not city. And I've been thinking about like Vancouver. I've been thinking about like in the summertime when I went to Calgary and just how laid back it was and how not city it was and how beautiful it was. And I totally see myself moving out west, probably. Who knows? But probably out west. I mean, I also say that I'm going to be living in Texas, so who freaking knows? It depends. But all I know is, yes, I'll be moving outside of the city. But I feel like I've just been really itching for that, which is fine. I am not actually rushing to get out. I know that it's going to work out exactly how it needs to. But oh my gosh, do I ever just want to be in nature every single day? I'm just like, to the water we go, to the water we go, to nature we go, to the sun we go. Wherever the sun is, I will follow. I don't know. There's just something about nature, which is so wild to me because I was never a nature kid or girl. I hated going outside. Honestly, I was so lazy in high school. I was so lazy in elementary school. I wasn't a sporty kid. I remember, those track and field days or when we would go out for recess, like I hated it. Like I didn't want no part of nothing. And my mom always hoped that I would be more obsessed with nature like she was. She's always been in love with nature, and I never liked that, which is crazy because I used to live at one point. I lived on many places, but at one point we were renting a place on a farm just outside of Barrie, like my hometown, and it was on a farm, so there was like nothing but nature, and I hated it. Like I never took advantage of going on long walks and hot girl walks and whatever. And now every time I go back to Barrie, I want to go like back out there. I just want to go drive out there and just be one with nature. So I don't know, maybe that's why I'm saying that I'm itching to move out there, but I'm fine right now. Okay, we are fine. We're living our best life. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to be living where I'm living in this city. I also just think like where I live in the city, it's actually not like too in the core. Like I'm very much so away from the chaos that you kind of hear sometimes about downtown Toronto. I don't have to deal with the stressors of the commute and this, that. So there's nothing really to complain about, which it's totally fine also to have those preferences, because I feel like sometimes I hear influencers online always have to disclaim like, oh guys, like I'm really grateful, and or like when they show things they'll be like, I'm not trying to brag, and it's like, girl, you don't have to always disclaim things. Like it's fine, and I know that they're doing it because like people might think that, but also like it's okay to have a preference. It's okay to have things. Like that's what I think about sometimes when I see some influencers who, let's say that they're doing a haul or they're doing this, that. I'm like, show me the haul. Show me the freaking haul. Show me the things. Like show me the fact that you have this beautiful life. You don't have to say sorry for it. You don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to apologize for wanting bigger and better things in your life. And I know on one hand, it's like, I understand where sometimes the pushback would come from of like people saying, oh, like you are really spoiled or you have all these things and people over here don't have them. Like, I understand that argument, of course, like I get it. But then I'm also just like, sometimes like just let yourself be happy for once and want what you want. And I just think about like, that's how I look at myself when I say these things like, oh, I'm itching to move out west. I don't have to humble myself and be like, oh, okay, but you have to be grateful for everything that you have now and you shouldn't want that. It's like, okay, no, I am grateful and I am happy. But yes, I do like want a bigger and better life. And I do want like my home, or I want more money, or I want these things. And we shouldn't be sorry for that. And I'm not sorry for that in the nicest way possible. I hope that doesn't come across rude. I'm disclaiming, as I just said, we don't have to disclaim anymore. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's episode because, again, I am a little bit sick and my mind is all over the place. I can't wait for the next few episodes. We're going to be talking about habits, which I just think that we all need to kick it into gear. May is here. Literally, I was thinking, I'm pretty sure I said this at the beginning, but how is it already May? I was literally telling my friend yesterday, it kind of needs to slow down, which is so wild because were we not just crying yesterday about the fact that like May needs to be here already? And I was sitting in my bed yesterday looking outside and realizing it was still, I remember exactly the time, 8:35 p.m. and the sun was setting like this. It wasn't even dark out. And I was texting my friend Joy and I was like, how did we get here? How did we get here? It's so crazy. The sun always does shine again. So maybe that's just like a takeaway for anyone who might be, maybe you're still feeling it. Maybe you're still feeling the blues. Maybe you're not having the best day. Maybe you're going through it. Things will change. Things will change. And honestly, a lot of the times things change way quicker than we even think. Okay? And yeah, that's going to be everything. I hope you guys had an amazing day or have an amazing day, whatever day you're listening to this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.